Assets are supposed to make you rich. That's the golden rule of personal finance. That's the very first thing they teach you, the foundation upon which every dream of financial freedom is built. You work hard, you save, you deny yourself small pleasures, all in the pursuit of acquiring things that grow in value. These are the building blocks, the bricks and mortar of your future security. We are all taught to believe that the more assets we accumulate, the closer we get to that finish line, the one where we can finally relax, knowing our money is working for us, not the other way around. It's a simple, powerful promise that has driven generations of hardworking people. Now, you've all heard the mantra from brilliant minds like Robert Kiyosaki. Assets put money in your pocket. A simple, elegant definition. If something is taking money out of your pocket, it's a liability. It's a clear line in the sand. An asset is supposed to be your financial employee, showing up every day to generate income, to appreciate, to build your net worth while you sleep. This idea has become so ingrained in our culture that we chase these assets with a single-minded focus. We see them as the ultimate symbols of success, the tangible proof that we have made it in a world that is constantly judging our financial report card. But here's the controversial reality. Many so-called assets can actually keep you poor if mismanaged. This is the part of the conversation that nobody wants to have at the dinner table. It's the uncomfortable truth that can shatter the very foundation of what you thought you knew about building wealth. The line between an asset and a liability can be dangerously thin, and sometimes the things you are most proud to own are the very things silently draining your financial lifeblood. They wear the disguise of a wealth builder, but underneath, they are financial predators, waiting for you to let your guard down. This is not a message of doom and gloom. It is a message of power. It is a message of clarity. Below, we expose the worst offenders, assets that masquerade as wealth builders but can ruin you if you're not careful. We are going to pull back the curtain on the financial illusions that trap millions of people in a cycle of debt and disappointment. I want you to be able to look at your own balance sheet with new eyes, to be able to distinguish a true asset from a dressed-up liability. Because true financial freedom isn't just about what you own, it's about understanding what your possessions truly cost you. Are you ready? Let's get started. Let's start with the big one, the cornerstone of the American dream, your primary residence, your home. From the moment we are old enough to understand money, we are told that buying a house is the single best investment we will ever make. It's a rite of passage, a symbol of stability, and the ultimate forced savings plan. We pour our life savings into a down payment, we celebrate the day we get the keys, and we feel a sense of pride as we stand in front of our own piece of the world. We are homeowners, and that is supposed to be the first major step on the ladder to wealth. But I am here to tell you something that might be hard to hear. Unless your home is actively generating rental income, it is not an asset in the way you think it is. It does not put money in your pocket each month. In fact, it does the exact opposite with ferocious consistency. Every single month, money flies out of your pocket to pay for it. The mortgage payment is just the beginning of the story. You have property taxes, which only ever seem to go up. You have homeowner's insurance, a non-negotiable expense that protects the bank's asset more than it protects you. This is the baseline cost of entry, the ticket price for ownership. Then comes the real financial drain, the maintenance and repairs. The roof doesn't care about your budget when it decides to leak. The water heater doesn't check your savings account balance before it bursts. The air conditioning unit will fail on the hottest day of the year, guaranteed. These are not small, incidental costs. They are major capital expenditures that can cost thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars without warning. Your home is a living, breathing entity that is constantly, relentlessly consuming your cash. It demands to be fed, and its appetite is insatiable. And this is where the delusion becomes so dangerous. You are making all these payments, funding all these repairs, and telling yourself it's all going towards your investment. But what you are really doing is servicing a massive, illiquid liability. A true asset provides you with cash flow. Your house, on the other hand, demands cash flow from you. It is a financial dependent, not a financial provider. It is the most expensive, high-maintenance dependent you will ever have, and mistaking it for an income-producing asset is the biggest financial blunder the middle class makes. It's time to see it for what it truly is. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Suze, my house is appreciating. It's worth more than I paid for it. And you might be right. Real estate over the long term does tend to appreciate, but that profit is purely theoretical until the day you sell. It is paper wealth, not real spendable cash. You cannot take a piece of your appreciated drywall to the grocery store to buy food. You cannot pay for your child's college tuition with a bedroom. The value is locked up, inaccessible, and completely illiquid. It's like having $1 million in a safe that you've lost the combination to. This lack of liquidity is a financial prison. What happens if you lose your job or face a medical emergency? You need cash and you need it now. Can you sell your house in a day? A week? Absolutely not. You have to find a real estate agent, prepare the house for showings, wait for a qualified buyer, negotiate the price, go through inspections, and then wait for the closing process, which can take 30, 60, even 90 days. In a financial crisis, your home is not your savior. It is a giant, immovable anchor holding you down while the waters rise around you. It's the opposite of the financial flexibility you need in an emergency. Furthermore, the idea of selling at a profit is never a guarantee. The real estate market is cyclical. It goes up, but it also goes down. People who bought homes in 2006 and were forced to sell in 2009 learned this lesson in the most brutal way possible. They lost not only their homes, but their entire life savings. They were left with nothing but foreclosure on their credit report. Banking on appreciation to justify the massive ongoing costs is a form of speculation, not a sound financial strategy. You are betting that the market will be in your favor at the exact moment you need to sell. That is a gamble, not an investment. So let me be approved. Your home is a place to live, to create memories, to build a life. It is a wonderful, essential part of a stable existence, and I want that for you. But you must stop calling it your best asset. It is your biggest liability. It is a place where you store your wealth, not where you create it, until you sell it for a profit. After accounting for all the taxes, commissions, repairs, and interest you paid over the years, it has taken far more money from your pocket than it has ever put in. Acknowledging this truth is the first step toward building real liquid wealth that actually serves you. Buying a brand new car is one of the fastest ways to lose money. The moment you drive it off the lot, it's no longer new. Its value drops instantly, often by 10 to 20%. By the end of year one, you could lose up to 30% of what you paid. You're trading your hard-earned cash for a rapidly depreciating asset. It's a very expensive lie. The financial assault of a new car doesn't end with depreciation. The monthly payment, now over $700 for many, drains your cash flow, money that could be invested for your future. You're not just buying a car, but a system of endless expense. Stop buying new cars. Buy a reliable used car, invest the savings, and let your money work for you, not the dealer. Timeshares are sold as a dream. Luxurious vacations, exclusive deals, memories for your family. But the reality? It's a financial trap. High-pressure sales, seductive perks, and promises of paradise mask the truth. You're signing up for endless fees, complicated contracts, and a commitment that's nearly impossible to escape. In the end, you haven't bought an asset. You've bought an obligation. Fast forward, your kids are grown, your travel needs have changed, and those maintenance fees keep rising. You try to sell your timeshare, but the resale market is a graveyard. Listings go for $1, but no one wants the debt. You're trapped by a contract, haunted by fees, and your financial freedom is at risk. Please, walk away from the sales pitch. A timeshare is not an asset. It's a financial nightmare. Whole life insurance is often pitched as a smart investment, protection and savings in one. But here's the truth. It's a terrible insurance product and an even worse investment. Premiums are sky high. Most of your money goes to fees and commissions, and the returns are dismal. You'd be far better off buying term life insurance and investing the difference in a low-cost index fund. Whole life insurance? It's a great deal for the insurance company, not for you. You've been told your life insurance cash value is your money, but to access it, you have to borrow it at interest. Cancel early, massive penalties. And when you die, the insurance company keeps the cash value you built. Insurance is for protection, not investing. Buy term life for what you need. Invest the rest yourself. Don't let whole life insurance build wealth for them, not you. We see luxury everywhere, on social media, in magazines, on TV. The message? These watches, handbags, and diamonds are investments. But for almost everyone, that's an illusion. A luxury item doesn't put money in your pocket. It loses value the moment you buy it. True wealth comes from assets that grow, not status symbols. Don't trade your financial future for a fleeting feeling of status. That's a bad trade every time. Luxury goods may look impressive, but they're not assets, they're expenses. Watches need servicing, handbags need cleaning, and insurance adds up. When you need cash, selling them is hard and often means losing money. True wealth isn't about what you wear, but about owning your time and feeling secure. Enjoy luxury if you can afford it, but remember, it's a treat, not an investment. Let's have a heart-to-heart. The fantasy of overnight wealth, lottery tickets, speculative crypto, trips up so many. Every time you buy a ticket, you're not investing, you're gambling. It's a hope tax, a plan to stay poor, not a financial plan. The odds? Astronomical. You're more likely to be struck by lightning twice. That money could build your emergency fund, pay down debt, or grow in a Roth IRA. Next time, put that $5 in a jar. Watch it grow. That's real power. Don't fall for the trap. Believe in your own ability to build wealth. Speculative cryptocurrencies are the lottery's high-tech cousin, dangerous, addictive, and wrapped in a shiny digital package. People see stories of overnight millionaires and get FOMO, risking money they can't afford to lose. This isn't investing. It's gambling in a 24/7 digital casino. If you want to play, only use money you're prepared to lose. Your financial future is too important to gamble away. Real estate gurus say leverage is the path to wealth, but multiple mortgages can turn you into a servant to the banks, not a master of your empire. One vacancy, a missed rent, or a big repair, and suddenly your passive income vanishes, but the bills remain. Overleveraging is the silent killer of wealth. It looks like success, but underneath, your financial foundation is rotting away with risk. Section 2. The cash flow trap. The cash flow trap is where fantasy meets reality. That pro forma spreadsheet looked great, but it didn't account for vacancies, repairs, or evictions. Real-world cash flow is almost always less than projected. Suddenly, your passive income becomes a second high-stress job. If you hire a property manager, their fees can wipe out your profit. You're left with all the risk, but none of the cash flow to show for it. We've been on a journey together, and we've had to face some hard truths. We've pulled back the curtain on the things that society, that advertisers, that even our friends and family tell us are assets. A house, a new car, a timeshare, a fancy watch. They are symbols of success, we are told. But we have seen that they are often just the opposite. They are financial anchors, weighing you down, draining your bank account, and keeping you from building the life of security and freedom that you deserve. It is time to stop confusing the appearance of wealth with the reality of wealth. They are not the same thing, not even close. You need to understand this in your bones. The single most important lesson you can take away from this is to change the way you define the word asset. It is simple, but it is profound. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket, period. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. It really is that straightforward. Before you buy anything, before you sign on any dotted line, you must ask yourself that one simple question. Will this put money in my pocket, or will it take money out? And you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Don't let emotion, ego, or what the neighbors will think cloud your judgment. This is your money, your future, your life. Assets only make you rich if they actually put money in your pocket. The biggest financial lie? All assets are good. The reality? Many assets are liabilities in disguise, locking you into payments, fees, and depreciating value. The wealthy know the difference. They acquire income-producing assets, things that work for them while they sleep. They buy businesses, dividend-paying stocks, and cash-flowing real estate with manageable debt. The poor and middle class get trapped. They acquire liabilities that they think are assets, and they spend their lives working to pay for them. They are trapped in a cycle of earning and spending, never getting ahead. So ask yourself, is this really an asset or just a financial anchor? Look at your own life. Look at your car, your house, your possessions. Are they serving you, or are you serving them? The power to change your financial destiny is in your hands, and it starts with this one critical distinction. It starts with making conscious, informed choices. It starts with choosing real assets over fake ones. It starts with choosing financial freedom over financial bondage. The truth can be tough, but the truth is what will ultimately set you free. Now go out there and start building a life of true wealth. You can do this.